I'm Rev Mullins, and with me is Yardmaster C.K. Flanders, who has requested that his fellow worker, Switchman Brian Stevenson here, appear on the show. Brian, he kind of put you on the spot, didn't he?
Say that again, Rev.
Mr. Flanders, when you wrote him, you said Brian had a photographic memory. What convinced you of that, sir?
His ability to get the numbers and initials of cars without pencil or paper, and he could get up as many as 25 or 30 or 40 of them.
Before Brian attempts to show us what he can do with his photographic memory, I know you have some facts to pass on to your fans across the nation.
Yes, we have. Before we received Yardmaster Flanders' letter, we'd made several attempts to answer requests for an old-time railroad memory expert. But all our effort to find such a man had failed. We even took several professional mental wizards in show business out to the freight yards, but even they couldn't duplicate this feat of memorizing the numbers from a line of moving boxcars. So we were prepared for anything to happen when this film was taken. But we decided to record Switchman Stevenson's mental struggle just as it happened in Kansas City. So back to Rev Mullins.
Down the track, an engine hooked onto 20 freight cars is pulled into view and is waiting to pass by us here where Switchman Brian Stevenson is waiting somewhat anxiously, I might add, to check off their numbers mentally without benefit of paper or pencil. Good luck, Brian. Now, earlier this morning, those specific numbered cars in that train were selected by Kansas City, Missouri Police Chief Bernard C. Brandon. Chief, I understand those numbers are known only to you, to Terminal Superintendent J.B. Buffalo here, and the three men who assembled them.
Yes, that's right. And this list of the 20 cars will be checked as they go by.
I see. Brian seems to be ready. Mr. Buffalo, would you signal the crew?
Okay.
After the train has passed us, it takes about 6 seconds per car. Brian will then attempt to recite their numbers and initials back to us. How fast are these cars going, Mr. Buffalo?
Approximately 5 miles an hour.
How old a man is Brian, anyway?
48.
How long has he been with your road?
33 years.
33 years. Boy, that's a lot of. Is there anything he's done on the railroad which might in any way help his ability or stimulate his ability to do this memory work?
Well, he did work as a clerk in his earlier railroading days and worked on our car record desk quite a number of years, which was dealing mostly with numbers. However, it wouldn't cause anyone to remember numbers.
Have any special schooling that you know of that might have helped him?
No, he hasn't had any schooling along this line.
Do you have any more men around this railroad who can do things like this?
No, sir.
Oh, what about the average person? How many cars do you suppose the average person could catch out of a string of cars like this?
I would say not over 3.
Oh, this is a tremendous thing, then. He's been with the railroad. I understand that a lot of his relatives work for the railroad, too. Is that right, sir?
Yes, he has 5 other brothers working here now, and his father worked here.
Is it easier for him to check the cars this way, I mean, the train going past, or for him to walk past a stationary train?
Well, it's much easier for him to walk past a stationary train because he does that more in checking the cars as he's switching it.
He actually uses this ability of his in working around the yards then.
That's
true.
true.
It's a daily occurrence to him.
Yes, that's true.
That's a fantastic thing. How do the other fellows feel about it? Do they feel sort of inferior?
Well,
do you use pencil and paper?
I'd say they're mystified at least.
I should think so. This is the most remarkable thing I've ever seen. Now, those cars are going past fast. How fast did you say it was?
Well, I said 5 on the start. Maybe they're going 6.
I see. Do you think that there's any possible way that a man could stimulate his memory on anything like this? I mean, is it an ability that you could improve upon through the years? Or has he been able to always do this since the first day he started out?
Well, he has been able to do this since for about 10 years, to my knowledge, since talking with him about it. However, I had no knowledge of him being able to do this until I learned of this program after our yardmaster had...
All of the numbers on the boxcars checked with the numbers on the list.
Now let's test the photographic memory of Switchman Brian Stevenson. How do you think you did, Brian?
I think I had a perfect score.
Were you conscious of the camera grinding away at you?
Yes, but it didn't have any strain on me.
Well, go ahead now if you're ready. I understand that you prefer to call back the numbers without any interruption.
That's right. The first car
Mississippi, Fort Dodge, Des Moines, and Southern, 12,355. New York Central, 179, 445. C&O, 289, 908. Northern Pacific, 24, 728. CG, 7820. Evan St. L, 45, 76. Wabash, 86, 280. Pennsylvania, 24, 866. DNLW, 47031. B&O, 271, 572. New York Central, 103, 758, or 578. 103, 578. Union Pacific, 104, 557. ACNL, 71, 677, or 21, 677. GM&O, 21, 966. Frisco, 147, 516. Frisco, 129, 234. Santa Fe, 30100. Rock Island, 22, 639. Rock Island, 25, 696. And Rock Island, 64, 061.
What are the results, Chief?
100%.
Out of those 20 cars,
That is remarkable.
he has 20 correct, every
20
one
correct
of them.
without a bottle. If this gentleman can remember faces like he can numbers, he'd make a dandy detective.
He certainly would. Well, that's certainly a tremendous mental effort, and I know the Rock Island Railroad people must really be proud of Brian.
We certainly are.
Congratulations, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Chief.
Congratulations, Brian.
Brian, would you like to go through the test again for us sometime?
Sometime, maybe.
There you are. There's your answer. You asked for it.